Seems like we may actually get this close. Should I just say fuck it in full port? That would be funny. Alright, we can actually fill in some positions on SPY. I'm about to fill in. 692 calls. That's what I'm looking at. I'm thinking how much money I should put in here. We're at all-time highs, so I don't want to mess up on my roll. If we do get in a trade, we just got in some 208. It was a little lower. Oh, let's fucking go. I have I'm looking at QQQ positions just in case these don't pop off. I really hope you guys got in these positions. I know they jumped up pretty quick. If this goes all the way back down, be pissed. Although red candle wick started in order to need to close no wick. No, this is a close clearly below the VWAP. Alright, guys, we about to sell right here. If you look, this is a pure close under this VWAP. Alright, let's fucking go. Yeah, I bought at the start of this candle. So not when it was going up, but at the start of this candle. I'm about to sell half of my. I'm gonna sell a big portion of my position. Thought couldn't have the wick. Did it enter that one winning trade? Yeah, make sure if you sold one, make sure you lock in profit. Yeah. I mean, it's so funny how I literally just explained the strategy. Um, alright, guys, when I say there's a wick, right? Don't buy at a wick. Do this look like a wick to you guys at all? all right here. Do these look like wicks or do these look like body closes under the VWAP? Because this was literally giving you the position right here. Yeah, this is not a wick. This is a close. Yeah, so the red thing down is going on a wick, but I'm about to show you the difference real quick. And these could be a little difficult to understand. There's really specific rules. Hold on. I don't know why this is loading so long. My trading view is looking messed up. Here, what I could do is just go to IWM manually. Alright, so basically when I say you buy at the body close, um, these are wicks right here. This is a wick, and this is a wick. A body close wouldn't be the line. The body close would specifically be right, um, this thing right here. This would be the body close. So I'm not buying at the wicks, I'm buying at the body close. So the body close have to be under this green line, which is the lower band. And once it's under the lower band, you're able to, in this close, you're able to buy positions. The goal is mainly just to buy positions outside of the lower band. If you can get positions outside of the lower band, that'd be best. And if you don't, buy more quality cons. Because as you see, you only had around like 120 seconds to get in. It's okay to get in like anywhere up here. The only difference is that your first TP, you're not gonna be up quite a bit. I had a order being waiting to be filled, and what I typically do, oh yeah, upper wig, body, and lower wig, yeah. You basically just explained it. Makes you wonder, like literally everything that you can learn on information is out there on the internet somewhere. I see the body did close below the VWAP, but was under the impression that could not have a wick. Yeah, look at it like this. Once you see a body close, our strategy is already activated. So that means there's a good chance that we're gonna come to this VWAP or upper band. I don't know what we're gonna do, to be honest, because I don't know if we're gonna hold these positions or not. I didn't invest too much money, so man, yesterday I was thinking, I was when I was at the gym, I was like, man, I feel like I've been risking less. I should like full port my next trade and see if I win or lose. But I'd rather like trade this on a small account, so when I switch accounts, it's more easier to trade because we don't have to worry about these all-time highs. I mean, yeah, I'm happy we did get a win, but to bring back to a lesson from yesterday, I know we lost yesterday, and some of you guys was like saying how we should adjust the strategy. If we adjusted the strategy, we most definitely wouldn't have got this win. Or what I did notice is I didn't post my trades for free. The trade for free today. So what if I don't post my trades for free? Then the market makers be like, you know what? We're not gonna dump supply and sell off and trend out in the morning, and then I start winning because I don't post my trades for free. I feel like that's meta now. I'm just kidding. Could this strategy be used in an auto way for puts? Not technically. This strategy was made purely for a bull market. So if you reverse it, it's gonna be way less profitable. So if you was to reverse it, your best bet, or honestly, is to trade similar to I trade for fun, which is basically you're either trading a gap on a downside and it opened up high, or if you don't want to trade the gap on a downside, what you could do is just like say hypothetically it opens up high, you're buying at the highest part of the day or around the highest part of the day, and you make your money that way instead of just reversing it, because if you reverse it, you're not gonna get as many wins. If we was more so in a bear market, yeah, we would get way more wins. But right now we're not in a bear market. Like we're at all time highs. So I mean you're gonna be trading against the trend. Like a lot of the times you can tell if we're gonna be bullish or bearish, definitely like throughout a quarter, throughout the morning sells or morning buys. Because that's when big institutions are entering their positions or exiting their positions. There's a lot of liquidity in the morning. Some people burn it, some people make it. It just depends. One thing that I would say is if you already have a strategy, like I wouldn't say bouncing between strategies is a good idea. Your best bet is to just master one. This is gonna come down to my break even. I don't want to see that. Some days this does happen. Some days it comes to our second TP. It just really depends on the day. But that's something that I always say. Like, I like to think that any strategy works. It's just each strategy requires different discipline. So if you're not disciplined in a position, it's gonna show. You may not get those trades that you're looking for. But I mean, every strategy have its own discipline and own pros and cons. So I would just master one strategy. And if you're able to master one strategy, it's gonna be way more easier to learn a new strategy. But if you're like unprofitable on a strategy, if you're unprofitable on a strategy and you learn a new strategy because you feel like it's less profitable or more profitable, 9 times out of 10, even if it's profitable, you're still gonna end up losing. Right now, it's out of our call time, so I wouldn't buy another call. The only reason why is because it's the first 30 minutes of the market is where you enter. Say hypothetically it did this at like 6:59 or 6:58, I would have bought some positions, but I'm not doing that. If that's to use that confirmation is a wrong assumption. Um, I mean, it really depends. With this strategy, I wouldn't say I mix it with any other strategies. Now that I'm thinking about it, like if I was to mix it with any other strategy, I would say if it does fail, you can reverse the contract and buy puts. But I wouldn't say I really use it for confirmation for any other strategies. The morning is pretty wild. Look at it like this. So the morning, if it comes to the lower band, it's gonna be hard for it not to come to the VWAP or balance itself, unless we're trading in one direction, which is more bearish. Like the market keeps falling, I guess just wait until you see. Yeah, if you was to do that, you have to buy more quality cons. If it was to keep falling, like say if it was wait, are you asking if it was to fall now, or if it was to keep on falling when we're supposed to buy some positions? if it was to keep on falling when buying some positions, if it was to keep on falling with buying some positions, I would just recommend being patient. Because some days it will fall quite a bit before it goes back up. You don't want to be on the wrong side, you know? So a lot of the times you can really just tell by the continuation because what I notice is whenever it starts to go down is some area. Say if it goes down, this is one area and this is another area. It goes down, but it quickly get bought up. And if it getting bought up to the VWAP, it would be way more better. Learned a lot today. If you keep falling when buying some positions, what sign would you look for? If I wanted to buy more positions, um, I've done it a couple times before. It's when it hit my first TP and it comes back down and it's still in my buying window. I'll buy more. I'll buy the positions that I sold. I wouldn't recommend averaging down every single time. It really, really, really just depends on how the position is moving. Because if it's moving good, then you can average down. But if it's moving aggressively on the opposite side, then it would just be a little bit more harder. A lot of the times you can just get away with averaging down is if you buy quality cons at first. That's why we buy more so quality contracts now. There was a time we wasn't buying as much quality cons, but that's when the strategy was more profitable. We wasn't trading at all-time highs. Not really. Typically, when I ever have a stop loss, I use the second band as a stop loss. So my settings it was 1.795. Oops, and we can 1 point. Make sure you add that point. And this would typically be around my stop loss. So say if we was to break down with some high volume on the downside and making new lows on this lower second lower band, that would typically be my stop loss. What trade you choose not to take? Um, One thing that I realized as a trader is like one thing that set us at a disadvantage, definitely from big institutions, is that no matter how we look at it, every retail strategy is really similar because we're trading off of the graph. So trading off of the graph, like you look at it like, oh, well, every trade off of the graph, but that's actually a con because the thing is, big institutions, the institutions that we're following, they don't trade off of a graph at all. They trade off of information. They don't look at it like, oh, the VWAP is low or RSI is high, so we're gonna buy or we're gonna sell. They trade off of information. So one thing that I am realizing is like even with trading, we're trading off of the reaction of what institutions are already doing. So, for example, say this huge red candle, we see somebody sell right here. There's way more sellers right here. It's already happened. So the move, technically, the information was already priced in to the point where now as retail traders, now we're looking at it like, hey, this just broke the VWAP. It didn't break the VWAP. It just got priced in, and there's something that happened. It's just like we're following big money. and we can use a lot of indicators to see why they're buying and why they're selling, or if they're trying to secretly keep on buying, or if they're trying to just keep on selling. That's why, like, a lot of times the days don't just go in one direction. It's always a balance, because even with other institutions, they gotta trade and make money against each other. Like, if they was to just still retail trading, retail traders, retail is barely 10%, maybe at most 15% of the market. So imagine trading versus another institution, or trading a small piece of the pie, which is retail. So it makes you wonder, like, shows you how small you are in trading. And when I feel like with indexes, it's a little bit more stable. So I'll say what I learned that had a major impact was just learning how institutions operate, and why they trade and what they trade, and the goals that they're looking for, the analysts that goes behind each of their trades. So I would say that made me stop trading like randomly and started to just trade like, hey, if you just stick to one system, it should play out really well. But then again, one thing is, like, it's pretty weird. Like, strategies are not meant to like last forever. There's gonna be a time where the VWAP strategy is not gonna work as good, but you're gonna have to evolve as a trader as well. So I mean, you just gotta keep on learning in a market like this. Like, if you say hypothetically there's a trader, right, and they've been using the same strategy for 4 years, risking the same amount for 4 years, most likely by year 5 or 6, they're gonna end up unprofitable, or losing way more money than what they was making the first year. And then, like, with losing money, you gotta look at it as a temporary thing. Like, yeah, a lot of people lose money with trading, but one thing that I realized is, if you lose money and then switch to another strategy, you're basically setting up your next strategy for failure. But I was touching on that a little bit more earlier when I said every strategy have its pros and cons. Um, every quarter the market is always changing in a way. Like, I went through like a couple strategies within this Discord, but it's way more easier for me to create a new strategy. It's because I already mastered one of them. Then why are we trading IWM2 if that's the case? Yeah, so IWM is pretty volatile. So I like the fact that IWM is not hard to liquidate your contracts, but we trade IWM because IWM is still an index, and this mainly works on indexes. IWM, I'll say, is less profitable, but it's not like you can't make money on it. That's one thing I could say for sure. IWM kind of moves similar with the market. There have been days where I only traded IWM, but it really just depends on the strategy. Like, as you see, if I traded IWM and bought out the wick, or bought when I bought SPY, I would have been up way more. Hold on, you guys can't see here. Because IWM already hit all three of our TPs. So, say if we bought around here, it hit our first TP, our second TP, and our third TP is going to be at this wick, which is the close is all the way up here. So, I mean, I like to trade things where market makers are mainly active. So they're trading at microseconds. There's a lot of stocks where market makers don't really trade, and you can't really get fill in a position with option contracts. With option contracts, IWM got a pretty good piece of the pie as well. I wouldn't say we about to hit our second TP, guys. Hold on. No! Why did we wick? No! We wicked, guys. That's bad. That's not good. Alright, I really hope we can get bought back up. If we can't get bought back up, this is gonna be not too good, honestly. We need this to get bought up. Hold on, let's check out QQQ. No, QQQ fell below this lower band. Well, VWAP. I'm thinking if I should just sell and just hold runners now. Oh my gosh, I may have to. No way. No way it just wigged. Hold on. Let's stay patient. Don't rush anything yet. Now, this is a problem right here. This is a huge wig. The volume is not that high, but you can tell, like, hey, the price did come up here. We just reversed. Hold on, Brady. I'm about to answer your question real quick. I want to see if this is here. I'll just answer it real quick. So with risk management, I wouldn't say I'm still learning risk management. I'm not like the best at risk management, but what made me profitable was instead of like basically my risk management would be making sure I beat the percentage that I'm losing. So it's really just I like to look at it as a percentage game. If you win, right, and you naturally get a higher percent than what you lose, those losses is gonna add up unless you risking less per trade. So what I would typically do is just invest the same amount each time, and then whenever I'm ready to upsize, what I would typically do is wait till like 2 weeks or upsize each month. That's when I was building my account. No, with I would say with these challenges, I just end up investing more money per trade, which is like pretty bad because like yesterday I ended up like all of my profits went away. So hopefully I can make all of my profits back this month. I basically back where I started at the start of this month and a little lower actually. So I would just say with risk management, I was mainly worried about beating the percentage. Like I win way more times than I lose. Let's fucking go. Let's fucking go. That's what I'm fucking talking about. Look at this. Oh my gosh, 6.93, a little bit over $1. I'm about to sell some contracts actually. This could actually probably go up even higher. I feel like this is going to be a really good day. We're going to see. Alright, now our third TP is gonna be up here. Hopefully we can come all the way up here. But I wouldn't say it's nothing that clicked or anything. Like you guys shouldn't look at it as a click. I like to look at it as more so discipline. The only thing that I would say, I wouldn't even say I was disciplined. I would just say I was winning more times than I'm losing. If you're winning more times than you're losing, there's no way you should be unprofitable. Like that means you're having a risk management issue. It's like you're winning more trades, right? Well, you're winning more trades, but on those trades you're winning, you're risking less. That's a problem right there. So like if you're having a risk management issue, just like for an entire month, just invest the same amount, the same amount, the same amount. Oh my gosh. Thank goodness. Thank you, market. Please hit my third TP and bring us to 310. I know you want to. You don't gotta. You don't gotta be. You don't gotta be. You don't gotta be. You don't gotta. You don't gotta act like that. We're almost there. Come on. Thanks for explanation. Lost my ass this week. I made 300 off 500 from puts and calls on SPY bouncing back from VWAP this morning and puts. No. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty good. Like I always wanted to. No. It came all the way back down. I always wanted to find another strategy that's more profitable in the morning with puts. To be honest, the most like I still on the same strategy with if you gotta just if it opens up high, you gotta sell high, and then you gotta buy low. That's how I made the VWAP strategy. Because the VWAP strategy is just my first strategy with extra steps. So I would just say like build off of what you know. Everybody's gonna look at the market completely different. I bet institutions look at the market completely different. They trade completely different. And they even publicly say it. They view it like the way that a lot of people trade is definitely profitable traders is how they view the world. Like the only reason why I like trading SPY is because SPY can't really go down too much. And if SPY starts to fall down, and if we're in a bullish or a bearish market, the world is gonna react off of it. Like if it was to go down 20%, pretty sure everybody I know will probably that have a job will probably end up losing it, or people are gonna start losing houses. Cause I like to look at it as like majority of the world is funded by the market. That's where all of our money is. I mean, unless it's the medicine industry, but there's no industry that's higher than stocks. Now that I'm thinking about it, it's where all of the businesses connect. So like I would say I'm more of a safe investor, but I like still manage risk. Bro's funny with the market. I know, holy. Like I feel like I low key deserve to good get my third TP, just because I lost so much damn money. I'm basically just making back profit for this month. Holy. I do wish I bought more like contracts, but you only wish that when you're winning. You wish you buy less when you're losing. But I mean, it's just how you view the world. Like I like to trade more safer, so like SPY gotta go up 10%. So there's no way I'm not gonna get none of those 10%. 10%, 694 is down there like $70, and $70 off of trading options, and you still trading that downside. There's no way you're not profiting within a year. I would say the only con with like SPY options is like you can't really become like a billionaire off of options, which sucks because there's gotta be a buy there gotta be a seller to your buying. I mean, you could say market makers will create orders, but you just be like with the strategy like this, you end up just exposing yourself because like if you're filling in millions dollars of orders um every at one spot every single time, that's how institutions take away from other institutions. That's why I wonder how what was it, 2020? 2020 trading was. 2020 trading was probably so crazy. But when I first started trading, I would say it's completely different from now. I'll say it takes a little bit longer to get 100%, to be honest. Well, not a little bit, a way more longer, because it felt like in 21 it was way more easier to get 100%. It's like I would say like now, like you can still double your money, but what year was that? I probably got so many screenshots of like some huge wins. I'm pretty sure it was 2023. Well, yeah, 2024 was really good as well. It was mainly 2024 because that's when I was making way more money. But yeah, 23, I wouldn't say I was still trading, but the thing is I wasn't like making actual good income. But 24, I feel like it was way more easier trading. I feel like it was every time you get a trade, it's either you going down like 30% or 20%, and you're going up 100%. I don't know. I feel like one thing that I am noticing is like every year a lot of people end up like joining the market or leaving the market. It really depends. How many people are holding runners? There's only 8 people in here. Damn, everybody left. I wonder if everybody leave on the first TP or the second TP. Is anybody holding runners or no? Let's stay to the end and learn. No runners. Yeah, I feel like I just be yapping. It's pretty funny on my part because like I'm just in a room. I low key only decorated this room because of streaming and making like more videos. But I'm just like talking to myself in a way. But like I could like low key talk to myself about trading. Like it's so weird. I kind of like it a lot. I like the what is it? The gambling feeling is like you lose, you like, man, next one I'm gonna win. Next one I'm gonna win. The next one I'm gonna win. I never said I was a perfect trader. And then you end up winning. Or like one thing that I do like doing quite a bit that I like for some reason I'm not doing but I like doing is creating new strategies. Are you coming 2026? Yeah. I mean, I like to think Q1 is gonna be good. I would say a big reason why I'd say the only reason why a lot of people we may be having like a bad losing streak is just probably filtering out all of the like good disciplined traders and all of the consistent and all of the undisciplined traders. And when I say that, like say hypothetically, like this is why timing is really some good luck too. I don't even think this person's in a Discord, but it was this one person, right? And he joined basically at the 29th of the Discord, and he was just basically losing hope and like say, "Oh, we're gonna end up losing it like every single time." So the 29th, as you see, we did end up. There was a position, but it lost. There was a position, but it lost. So automatically you're taking positions and you're ending up losing. And then here go another one. It really depends on what you did with this. This could be like with days like this. Whenever I'm back testing it, what I typically do is add a circle. A circle is just like testing discipline. But one thing you can do is come to this second band And as you see, every time we came outside of the second band, we got bought back up, which is good. If we was to come to the second band and continue on the way down, that's bad. I got a good feeling for if SPY hits 695, get into put back to the VWAP. Yeah, that would probably be pretty good. 695. If that's the highest part of the day, most definitely. But even right here, I would say this is more so of a loss. Depending on the time and like the date you start a strategy can like determine if you're gonna keep a strategy. Because I was with some months, I will obviously lose, but I will lose like out of 12 trades, I'll lose like 2 or 3 trades. So it would be more of a win streak. If they was to start at that time, they would believe in a strategy. But if you was to start in a time like this, you wouldn't believe in it too much. Like one thing that I would say, market conditions always changes. And sometimes it comes, sometimes it goes. But let's fucking go. Alright. I think I'm gonna just sell some contracts and hold runners to the end of the day. I don't really like the fact that it didn't hit my like. I have to sell way down here, low key. I don't like that. Come on, spy. Come on, spy. I know spy want to give me the money that had been taking away from me. I'm gonna have to just sell. I know spy want to give me the money that had been taking away from me. All this money, thousands of dollars. Well, thousands of dollars. Come on. The least he can do is just give me a big wick and somehow we end up at like 700. I don't know. I do I sound selfish? I don't feel like I sound selfish. All right, guys, I'm about to get rid of some contracts. Yeah, see, I'm not selfish. I'm just saying, if I gotta lose a whole bunch of trades, I should be able to hit like my all of my TPs in a day. That's just how I feel. But I had sold.